Hey everybody, welcome back to Paperboy. It's your host Dahzi, and we're talking about the subject of being part of the LGBTQ community or living life stealth. There are different spots in my life where I still feel very rooted in the queer community. Before I identified as lesbian, before I came out as my true gender. I identified as bisexual. I identified as gay, which was like along the lesbian lines. Identify as queer. My sexuality for the last few years has I've identified as pansexual. Sorry. But now that I am seen more, I am perceived as male. It's different when I go into these queer settings. Um, I've had men that are rude to me and will ask, like, kind of hit on me and ask me where my boyfriend is, blah, blah, blah. And I'll say something along the lines, like, my partner, she's at home. And then they'll ask me, oh, well, were you born a boy? That is frustrating. I get that a lot more at bars that are queer bars or the thing like, you don't look gay. Thanks? I don't get it. Living on the stealth side, though, it's different because I'm seen as a cis het guy, like cisgender, heteronormative to anybody that doesn't know that I'm trans. And I have a girlfriend, so it's just like the binary, typical thing, typical like family unit or couple. So that's interesting because there are different dynamics than when we were seen as a lesbian couple, even though identified as male before I got with her, just not being on hormones until, since, last year, I would get misgendered, and it's different. We're treated different in public from being seen as a lesbian couple to being seen as a straight couple. At work, I am out to the core group of people that worked there at the beginning when I started like 2.5 years ago. So that crew is down to maybe like 7 or 8 people. Other than that, I told one person the last year I don't accept friend requests or Instagram follows from new hires because I don't want them to know that part of my life. It's not like I'm a secret agent or a spy or something crazy. And I feel that I can use the barrier that I'm a trainer, I was their trainer, and it's like I'm a step up, like between that, like some extension of management. So it wouldn't be proper for me to be friends with them online. But it hasn't really come to it. But if I'm at work checking my phone, I have to kind of like look around to see if anyone's behind me, like the people that I denied on Facebook, or the people that their follow request is still pending for Instagram. I can't be like, hey, check out this picture. And then it's going to be like, hey, why didn't you accept my blah, blah, blah. So it gets kind of messy that way. Um, and with friends, I have to tell them, and you have to have like an internal like count and memory of who knows that Dahzi is trans. Like, who can you say these things about to? Or, like, one of my friends, we had a funny situation before, like, pre-T. It was me, her, and uh, another, like, a girl that works with us. So, and I was still having my period, and we all started at the same time, and it was embarrassing because nobody had any tampons. So the manager had to go make a run, and then we went out to drink afterward, and it was like menstruation nation, and we'll still say shit like that, like me and one of the coworkers. But I mean, you can't really say that around people I'm stealth to, because that's just weird. So there's pros and cons. It is getting kind of comfy just being seen as male and not having to worry about shit. I keep my mustache. I don't shave it, I'll trim it. I just got top surgery, so I have bandages. I guess I can show you guys. I have bandages over my nips right now, so that's what like the padding is under here. But other than that, I mean, I just wore my jacket the other day and I zipped up, and I don't have to worry about stuff like that. Or I can wear cutoff shirts and not have to worry about my binder showing anymore. So I'm accepting that I'm having more privilege in life, but with that privilege comes responsibility, and I'm going to stick up for women in spaces where guys, when it's so different, when guys are around guys and they don't think any females are present, all of that, there's just so much shit that's said. It's so gross, misogynistic, chauvinistic. It's just a whole other world. And about 5 months into T, like, I was immersed in that and I didn't really know how to handle it. But I handle it better now, and I can tell people, hey man, like, that's not cool. You need to stop. That's ridiculous. Or I'll turn it around on them and make them feel stupid. But I feel more accepted by the cis het community than I do sometimes with the LGBT community. I feel the T is silent, overlooked. There's even, I saw a petition for people that want to drop the T from the LGBTQ because it's a whole different like civil rights movement now that same, I don't want to say same sex, like same gender, like gay marriage is all like fine and dandy in the States. Like there's always going to be a struggle, but now that there's bathroom bills and like even with in Houston with Hero, all that stuff, I feel like we're just kind of getting left behind, and a lot of trans people do feel that the T should be taken out because it's not a sexual orientation. Like the L is lesbian, G, gay, B bisexual, you know, and queer, and Q, or I think some people say questioning, and then there's I for intersex, and then A for asexual. Some people would say allies. There's just a lot of letters, but everybody's important, and it would be cool if I could start a trans island and take all my online trans guy friends and their partners, and we could have a community and have like a weird utopia and all that. This video is getting long again, so anyway, if you have any questions about coming out or being stealth and what to tell people who might have known you pre-transition, like at your job or in your life, that are trying to out you, and how to deal with that, I can try to give you some advice. I've been on hormones for 16 months, and a lot has changed in that time, and a lot more is going to change now that I have had surgery and will be able to live even more so stealth. I don't know. I'm still going to be an ally, though. There's another thing that is that I'm not going to stand idly by when people make a bunch of Caitlyn Jenner jokes, when people talk all sorts of shit about trans women. I feel that's much more so than trans men, and it's because like cis het guys feel threatened by it. Like they might think a girl's like hot, and then someone's like, "Hey, I think you used to be a dude before. That's a dude," which is not fine. Like she's a girl, she's female, but being stealth, I will always be an ally, and that's kind of some points I felt like pre-pressured on myself to come out and just say, "Shut the fuck up, I'm trans," to people. But I do like being comfortable with my semi-stealth status at work. I've had an experience where I was just trembling because the table was just so transphobic and I couldn't even pour the water and refill their drinks. Like I was shaking. I had to go outside and take a deep breath. Like I almost wanted to start crying because I couldn't stand it. And that was one of the points where I should have said something. Okay, 10-minute video. See y'all next week. If you like the video, hit the like button. As always, subscribe to us. We've got 6 regular guys every day of the week. Well, I know there's 7 days a week, but there's 6 regular guys for Paperboy. Sundays we have our special guest spots. And if you do want to be a guest on Paperboy, go ahead and message Sam and talk to him, and we'd love to have you on here. All right. Bye, guys.